He went to buy meat at the market, but ended up buying a lonely alien widow. The sun was just peeking over the rooftops of the small human settlement on Lyria 7, casting long golden streaks across the cobbled streets. Malik tightened the straps of his basket and set off toward the market. He had planned for a simple morning: buy some fresh meat for dinner, maybe pick up a few spices, and return home before the midday heat became unbearable. As he walked, the usual chatter of vendors and shoppers filled the air. Humans hustled to secure the freshest goods, while a few aliens, tall, shimmering skin traders from nearby colonies, stood behind their stalls, showcasing iridescent fruits and exotic metals. Malik waved to a familiar butcher, a stout man with a perpetually red apron, and headed straight for the meat section. "Fresh cuts today," the butcher called. "Tender, juicy, straight from the northern farms." Malik nodded, picking up a piece of lamb. But just as he reached for his wallet, a strange glimmer caught his eye from the far end of the market. It wasn't the usual glow of alien merchandise. It was something softer, melancholy, almost like moonlight trapped in a human form. Curious, Malik moved closer. That's when he saw her. She was standing behind a small stall that seemed almost forgotten, draped in muted silks that shimmered in hues of violet and silver. Her eyes, a deep shade of emerald green, stared vacantly at the ground. She looked fragile, as though she might shatter if anyone so much as touched her. "Good morning, miss," Malik said gently, approaching. "Can I help you with something?" The alien woman's gaze flicked up, startled. She had the elegance of her kind, tall, graceful, with delicate fingers, but there was a weight in her expression, an invisible grief. I am not selling wares," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I am for sale." Malik blinked, unsure if he had heard correctly. "For sale," he repeated. "Yes," she said, bowing her head. "I am alone. My mate, he is gone. Have no home. No one to care for me. If someone wishes, I may go with them." A chill ran down Malik's spine. She wasn't like any alien he had ever seen. He could feel the loneliness radiating off her, a quiet, persistent ache that made his chest tighten. Somehow, amidst the noise of the bustling market, the world seemed to shrink around the two of them. I don't understand," he said cautiously. "Why would someone sell themselves?" "Loneliness," she murmured. "It is heavy. Some cannot bear it. Some hope for companionship, even with strangers." Malik hesitated. A part of him wanted to walk away, but another part, the human part that recognized sorrow, kept him rooted in place. He looked at her, really looked at her, and saw the rawness behind her emerald eyes. Something inside him stirred, an instinctual urge to protect, to heal. "How much?" he asked finally, almost whispering. Her lips curved slightly. 1,000 credits, she said, her tone almost shy. "But not for your money alone. For kindness." Malik nodded slowly. He reached into his pocket and counted the credits, then set them carefully on the stall. "You don't have to go with me if you don't want to," he said softly. The alien woman hesitated, then took a step closer. "I wish to try." And just like that, Malik found himself leaving the market, not with meat in his basket, but with a silent, grieving alien widow by his side. The journey back to his small home was quiet. She seemed hesitant, unsure of what was expected of her, while Malik struggled to find the right words to break the tension. When they arrived, Malik offered her water and a simple meal. She accepted quietly, watching him with careful eyes. "I do not know your ways," she said finally, her voice breaking slightly. "Everything is strange." "You don't have to understand everything right away," Malik replied, smiling gently. Just be here. That's enough. Days turned into weeks. Malik discovered that caring for her was not like tending to a pet or even a human guest. She had rituals, habits that were entirely alien, from the way she arranged the dishes to the way she seemed to speak to invisible stars at night. And yet, each evening, they would sit together in silence, sharing meals and stories of worlds the other could scarcely imagine. She told him about her home planet, the lush valleys and silver rivers, the creatures that sang at twilight, and the life she had lost. Malik told her about his childhood, his family, the mundane joys and sorrows of human life. Slowly, the walls around her heart began to crumble. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting Lyria 7 in hues of orange and purple, Malik found her standing in the doorway, staring at the stars. I feel lighter now, she said quietly. I think I can smile again. Malik smiled back, a warmth spreading through his chest. I'm glad. That's all I wanted, for you to feel safe, for you to belong. She turned to him, emerald eyes shimmering in the fading light. You saved me, she whispered. Not with money. Not with promises, but with your heart. And in that moment, Malik realized that what he had intended as a simple errand for meat had transformed into something far greater. He had bought no ordinary companion. He had bought a chance to heal a soul, and in doing so, had discovered a connection that transcended worlds. From that day forward, Malik's home was never quiet. There were laughter, conversations, and sometimes tears. The alien widow, once lost and alone, found a place where she could belong, and Malik found a purpose far beyond the routine errands of life. Together, they navigated the small joys and trials of existence on Lyria 7, a human and an alien bound by trust, compassion, and the unspoken promise of tomorrow. In the end, the market had given him something far richer than meat. It had given him a companion, a friend, and a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary discoveries come when you least expect them. Days turned into weeks, and Malik discovered that caring for her was not just about providing food or shelter. It was about understanding a life completely different from his own. She had rituals, subtle gestures, and quiet ways of expressing herself that seemed alien at first, yet somehow made his home feel alive in ways he had never imagined. One evening, as the twin moons of Lyria 7 rose over the horizon, Malik found her standing at the doorway, staring at the silver glow reflected on the cobblestones. I feel lighter now, she whispered, her voice trembling but soft. I think I can smile again. Malik smiled, a warmth spreading through his chest. That's all I wanted, for you to feel safe, for you to belong. She turned to him, her emerald eyes shining. You saved me. Not with money, not with promises, but with your heart. From that moment everything changed. Her laughter filled the small home, replacing the echoes of loneliness. She shared stories of her distant world, of silver rivers and twilight songs, and Malik shared his simple human joys, teaching her to cook, to walk in the sunlight, and to trust in small daily moments of happiness. What had begun as a simple errand for meat had become a journey neither of them expected. Malik had bought no ordinary companion. He had found a soul to protect, to love, and to learn from. And in return, she reminded him of the beauty of connection, of healing, and of the quiet power of kindness.